Okay. This is going to be the video of Thor's matchup chart. I have +2, +1, 50-50, -1. So the +2 is just meaning it's free, it clears, it's in Thor's favor, obvious, +1, slightly disadvantageous, or slightly above, or advantageous for Thor, and then 50-50 speaks for itself, and then -1. So I will be taking account of like conditions. Okay, like does Thor have a little bit damage taken when the fight activates? Who's getting the jump? And taking into account like distance and such. So like most, or where I place them is like on average of how you're gonna face that opponent. It's not like you're gonna do straight up 1v1s. But usually like how you approach the 1v1, right? Because like some characters, like let's say Psylocke, she can choose her battles, but someone like Luna really can't. You're not gonna see Luna run all the way to the front and start attacking the Thor, right? But you're gonna see the Thor run to the back and attack the Luna, and then maybe isolate her or catch her in a 1v1. Same thing with Psylocke, but it's reverse. Usually Psylocke initiates the fight, and I'll get into all that. Okay. Without further ado, let's start off with Adam. Most cases, this is free. He has a little bit of fight, but really he's just trying to self-heal and try and run back to his teammate. The only time Adam can actually win this is if the Thor is already in low health, but usually if you're going to go into the back line, unless you're caught early, and it's including other people helping him, then yeah, you can get screwed over, but in 1v1, Thor should win this. It's no matter the heals, no matter the healing bond, I mean, it only works if there's other people with them. So in a 1v1 scenario, most cases, even if Adam gets the jump on Thor, even if he strikes them with all 5, unless they're all headshots, Thor's winning this. Like, Thor would have to drop the controller. Black Panther, this is interesting. I'd say +2, but just because Black Panther gets, no, even if he still gets the jump, he can't. Like, you really can't do much. Thor can just dash into him. If you're really good, you can catch him when he's dashing back. Or you can do the, and then when you do catch him with the dash, you do the +1. Sorry, I mean, you do the lightning realm, and then anytime he starts dashing again, it's just gonna keep hurting himself. Yeah, Thor wins this one pretty easily. Widow is an interesting one, because if you're caught anywhere like from half health or less, she can just kill you, just because she does the whole shoot, grapple, shoot, and then yeah, you just kind of lose your health, especially if she gets a headshot. But even then, I'd still say this is still pretty free. Like, Thor, I think is the, no, I think he is without a doubt the best 1v1 fighter, but I'm going to say that again because I didn't make it clear, because people don't think that for some reason. Hulk, this is pretty interesting, because how tanky Hulk is, he has bubbles, he has other maneuvers, exile, but really he's going to want to like stall until he finds a teammate to come help him. Again, this is actually another one I think is a +2. I don't see Thor like losing this, especially in most cases. The only time he will come close to losing if he was already in half health or less. Even if he has ultimate actually. If he has ultimate, then you're kind of cooked. So I guess I should have considered that, but even then, like there's a 10%. Like I don't know. 9 out of 10 fights you do, he's not gonna have ult. He's not gonna just ult you. He usually ults like in the backline or against your team. I mean, sometimes he'll do that, but against you, usually he has better priorities. Captain America, same over here. He can't really do much. Oddly enough, he's more dangerous than Hulk, but I still put him around here. He's really tanky. You get the jump. There's a few cases where I do have to run away, and even if you do run away, you could usually run to a health pack. And if the Captain America goes for the health pack, then you just hammer throw at him wherever he's at, and then dash away again. He can't get to you, and if he does, then you can just hit him again, lightning realm. Then you get your awaken again. And then he'll get low enough where he either has to keep shielding, and if he keeps shielding, you'll have your hammer throw again, and then you'll break his shield, and then you do the whole combo again, so you can get your awaken, and then you keep doing that. He'll have to keep running away. It's a prolonged fight, but you still win regardless. This one, same thing here. You beat her. All she does is stall, try to live. live for as long as possible. You awaken on her. She just hopes for teammates. Same thing here. Strange can't do much. The worst thing you have to fear is his E. As long as, again, you're not like less than half, you don't have to worry about it killing you or one-shotting you. Because usually if you awaken, it's going to do like about 200 health. So you basically just negate that. Groot, you just have to worry about the wall. Like, it's crazy because he really does so well in 1v1s. Yeah, Groot, you just have to worry about the wall. You can push him away. You could, well, I guess you can't now since the E, but I mean, it's still not a problem. You just can still play away with it, especially with Awaken. And he has to come to you to some degree because he's either he's gonna have to keep aiming, or you can keep shooting, running away. You can still push him out. He's just really tanky, but I never had an issue fighting Groot, especially on 1v1s. Even if I was like half health. As long as I don't just walk into his walls while he's hitting me. Then you have Hela. Okay, now this is where it's kind of interesting. So I kind of want to put this in a +1 or 50-50. This could get kind of bad. See, the problem here, okay, I would say a 50. No, I'm gonna say +1. I know this is already gonna be kind of a hot take. So the way this works is that she will beat you probably like 40, like 4 out of the 10 tries. It just depends on where you're at. Because when you approach the Hela, it matters a lot about the terrain. If she catches you out in the open, pants down, you're cooked. Because you kind of have to dash away, and then you get hit twice, and you have to go for a health pack. If you don't go for a health pack, the third hit, if it's a headshot, you're dead. That's just how it is. Even if you dash, you can only take so much, especially with the reduced shield it gets back. So you don't want to keep dashing in, like out in the open on her. You want to maneuver around the terrain. The terrain matters a lot in this matchup, and you usually get the jump first on her anyways, as she's going to be worried about the front lines and such. But if you catch the jump on her, easy. She can't really do much. She has the snare, but you already have the 75. That does like, I don't know, what, 50 or so. It's a little headshot. So then you're probably like around maybe 450. And then you'll have the dash again. So usually you could just left click, right click, dash in an instant. And then she would be dropped down to like about a little over 100. And then you could do the dash again since the hammer throw doesn't count. It's universal. It's not universal cooldown to something. So then you would have the dash, get your 75 health again. You could take another hit, and then if you melee her again, because she didn't do the bird, then you could just awaken, and then you win the matchup. I still say +1, but if she catches you from a distance or gets the first drop, you definitely gotta run away. Unless you had like a little bit heals, or you already stacked up on overshield. So maybe you dashed a couple times before landing on her, then you could probably win the fight. But I still give it +1 because most times you get to choose your fight. In this case, since Hela really doesn't have the ability to do so. Iron Fist. So this is interesting. Most people think Iron Fist just destroys tanks, especially characters like Thor. No, I actually think this is +1 as well. And actually, I'm gonna have this. Oh, I should have this ordered. Okay, hold up. This is gonna be ordered. Okay, wait. Okay, well, maybe I won't worry about ordering. But if it's out of these two, Hela is easier than Iron Fist for sure. So anyways, in this matchup for Iron Fist for Iron Fist, the scariest part of Iron Fist is really his parry. If you just keep willy-nilly just slamming into him, then yeah, it's gonna be difficult. It was way easier to fight him before the rework of Thor, because you could have that burst damage, and there was no way he's gonna catch it. Unless you just do it every time at the beginning, or you did predictable times. So this is kind of like a fighting game at this point between the two, because it's just mind games. You're just like, okay, if he's gonna parry early, you just wait for that. And usually, you can tell when Iron Fist is gonna parry, because they usually do it right when they start taking a lot of damage, or you awaken. So, I usually start off with like a melee. If they don't parry right then and there, I just melee again. Oh no, if they don't parry after the first hit, then I wait a second and then melee, hammer throw, awaken, and then that usually gets them to parry. If they don't parry, I just hit them with 2 arcs, wait a second, and they usually parry. If they don't parry, then I just hit them again, because they will die at that point. You do have to manage your shield, your abilities, because sometimes you just have to storm surge just so you have a shield up and have more health. It's honestly like it could be its own video on how to fight an Iron Fist, but the important thing is that you have to watch out for his parries. If you play a lot of Iron Fist, you'll know when they're gonna parry, and the Thor really dictates how the fight goes. If you keep slamming him when he parries, you're screwed. Like if you went full on while awakening on him, yeah, you're dead. But you still bring him very close, even if you messed up that hard. By the way, I never really lose to Iron Fist on a 1v1. Unless he already has me, like, on lower health, then I just kind of, like, melee storm surge away and just keep going until my teammates come and heal me. But I'm not really worried about an Iron Fist on the enemy team. Iron Man, this is a +2. The hardest part is just getting to him, but due to the lightning realm being the thing, once he starts going down, you can just kind of cook him. Even if he's far away, you can just awaken. Although it's not reliable, so I still say it's pretty easy. You could always just run away from him, and then he can't really just come close to you or approach you in every way. And if you go inside a building, it's so scary to go inside a building if there's a door there, because if you go in there and he storm surge and then 2 lightning realm, you're dead. Yeah, that's pretty free. Hawkeye is an interesting one, so this is like +1, or could be 50-50, just because if the Hawkeye just lands all his shots, you're dead. There's nothing you can really do. And if he parries, or does a little slash that backs you up, you could also be dead if he lands his shots. But most cases they won't, and because of that, and he doesn't have like the grace mobility, Thor could always pick his fights and know when to jump in. So I'd still say he's pretty easy, but not that easy. Because even if he doesn't get a shot, it still hurts pretty bad. It's weird. I mean, I guess you could argue for him +2, but for now, I think +1. Jeff, this one's pretty free. He really needs his teammate, but he can be really annoying trying to track down and such. But if you get the jump on him, he's dead. And again, Thor gets to decide when the fight happens. He has to heal the team, and in order to heal the team, he has to get out. And if Thor just he leaps with Storm Surge, then left click, right click into Lightning Realm, into Awakening, yeah, he's already dead. Unless there's a healer on him, he's dead. Loki, he's just annoying to fight around. That's pretty easy. Luna, same thing over here. Very easy to get down. Magik, annoying. I'd say +1. Every time I see a Magik try to fight me, they go in. Okay, here's the thing. This character, same with Star-Lord, no character should have invincibility. The only ones that make sense, I guess, would be, I'd say it shouldn't be intangibility, but Hela has invincibility technically when she becomes the bird. But it's not really that bad because like she doesn't really go anywhere after. Magik and Star-Lord are still very agile. And they can do it very frequently too. Hela can't. She does it like every 15 seconds. 1 second. Alright. But yeah, Magik. Yep. I still say pretty easy. You only have to worry if you're half health, and she can get the jump. She is mobile to do that. She can decide her fight, but she's really gonna go for anyone else. If she does go for you, you just kind of like awaken at first, like left click awaken, and then she's gonna teleport after usually the first hit, or right after you awaken. You just track her down. Just avoid the demons from slashing you. And actually, the demons do get your Thor Force back, so you can left click on them, or hammer throw, or both, right? Yeah. She's pretty free. Magneto, that's another one that's pretty free. I mean, he doesn't really have the mobility. He could go around corners and such. Magneto's the easiest one to bully too. You can just keep pushing him back into your team. Mantis, she is the one that can actually fight. The only issue with her is the sleep, because if she sleeps, she's usually gonna call, "Hey, there's a Thor in the back line." Yeah. But otherwise, she could do a lot of damage if she lands all the headshots, but even then, nah. I think it's still pretty easy. Moon Knight, you just have to, okay, so the thing about this, every character, you just have to land your awakening shots. If you land your awakening shots, it's pretty easy. Even if you miss one, usually they're just too scared, or, the next one after you'll hit and kill them. Thor just has a lot of health with the overshield, and you keep getting it. As long as you manage your abilities well, you can get it. Moon Knight's another one that's pretty easy. You just have to worry about the Ankh. The Ankh is the only thing that's scary, but honestly, usually I just don't care for the Ankh. So if he does the Ankh at a distance, you just gotta dash towards him and you'll be out of the range. If he does it right in front of you, you can left click, right click, and then just awaken, assuming you're in full Thor force. Well, actually, no, you can't do that, but you can definitely left click, right click, and then just dash into him. But, most cases, you could honestly just burn through the Ankh. Like, so just kill him before he kills you. And you can do so while, shooting him, you can just move out of the way and he'll make it in time. But either way, I'm not really too worried about this. If he does get the jump, though, because sometimes there's some flanking Moon Knights, or you just catch him in a 1v1, right? He can do a lot of damage, and at that point, depending how low you are, if you're less than half, if you're really good and confident about your awakening shots, you can right click on him, and hammer throw, right? If you land your hammer throws and your awakening shots, you right click, you dash out of the Ankh area, then right click on Moon Knight, then you awaken, then you just land on your shots and you win. And then in case if you don't, you can just cancel it, because they just gave that to Thor, and dash right into him, and then you finish him off from there. Even if he goes out of the way, or just running away, then depending on where you're at, you might want to go to the health pack, but he won't be able to keep up with you either way. Next one, Namor. Namor is actually a tough one. This one is a +1. Okay, this one, he's usually going to be with teammates, but sometimes you catch him off guard. If you catch him off guard, he's free. If not, and he has the squids, then you usually have to dwindle those squids, poke, run to a health pack, come back. He'll never catch you. He can't chase. So that's the good thing. If he could chase, then this matchup would be 50-50 or losing. But due to the fact that mobility is so good in any game, and Thor has that, he can pick when to run and when to approach. So this is +1. The squids just only make it hard. If he's ever goes in the bubble, he pretty much lost. Unless there's still squids popping. And the squids do give Thor force back, so you can literally left click, right click, and get your Thor force back and just keep awakening. Benny Parker, this is pretty free. Well, no, I'm gonna give it a +1. Just because of the mines. Sometimes it's just so hard to approach. You have to destroy the mines before you can get to her. And if she's body blocking, it's annoying, but at least you're distracting her from actually grappling or shooting other people. What I usually do is just go up on a flank, and then just shoot him in the angle where the penny doesn't expect, and I break the mines. Because no one's gonna do it. No one ever shoots the mines. I don't know why. They don't. Punisher. This is where it gets a little more tricky. This is almost a 50-50. But again, Punisher's not going to be able to chase Thor as he does. Once he pulls a shotgun, it's pretty much a loss. Unless you're already in mid to far range, which he wouldn't really pull a shotgun for that, you're not going to awaken on him. You're not going to win. it's almost a 50-50. It's just that he lacks mobility, so you can run away in times. Unless there's another teammate to slow you down, right? Or enemy teammate to slow you down, you'll win. You just have to watch out for the shotgun, and if they have really good aim on the primary and keying headshots, that could be scary, but again, you could just choose when to get your fights. If he catches you with pants down like Hela, you're kind of cooked. But at least he doesn't do as much burst damage, so there's at least more fighting chance. But yeah, it's the same issue with Hela, almost the same, except that he does have a stun, so that makes it easier to run away or get the jump on him. Psylocke, okay, this is actually our first losing matchup. Normally I would have put it at 50-50, but yeah. The problem is that like the player base has gone a lot better against the matchup, and she can decide when to fight. She has 2 dashes, so even if you dash away and she dash into you or whatever chase, and you dash again, she could even dash or just go invisible, run a little bit faster, and she would get she get to choose her fight. She could escape if you try to chase her. She could just dash twice away. She has so many opportunities. She does a lot of damage. I don't know what to tell you. She's just more mobile, does more damage, has more range. The only problem in this matchup for her is that she's squishy, that's it. If you get the jump, then she can just dash away again, like I said. You might be able to get the kill if she was low enough, or she just wasn't that prepared. But otherwise, yeah, it's just a really bad matchup for Thor. This is losing. It's not that bad just because, again, she's squishy and Thor can still win this, especially if the Psylocke misses her shots or becomes too confident and doesn't want to back down. But it's still possible with Thor because he can still hold his ground. He can still do damage. Like anyone who's a +1 or -1, it means that like they still both have a fighting chance, but one does have the clear advantage. So in this case, Thor has an advantage over these guys, and Psylocke has an advantage over Thor in most cases. Okay, Rocket Raccoon, he's just annoying to fight, but just to chase down. But Thor can. I like to bully Rocket. It's kind of funny. It's so funny to chase him down. Wins. Spiderman wins. Now Spiderman's interesting one because he could keep running away. So he's not really able to do much, but at the same time, there's not really many cases I can say that could just consistently hunt down Spider-Man. I almost want to drop them to +1 for that, but this is about a 1v1 scenario. In most cases, Spider-Man will run away, but if he does choose to fight and stay, he dies. And even if he keeps coming back and forth just to try to fight you, Thor can still get the health back. And if Spider-Man tries to get the health back that Thor's trying to get to, he's cooked. Unless that health back was like far away, but I don't know why Thor would be going for that one, so. Squirrel Girl, this is +2. You just have to worry about the nuts, the little stuns. If they get that on you, then you're kind of cooked. But, I mean, even if she does get it, you can still awaken, assuming you hit your hammer throw, because I'm assuming you dash in once. Unless you're down like 2 Thor Force, or you're on 1 or less, then yeah, you might be dead, but if you manage your Thor Force well, you'll make it, as long as you get your awakening. Star-Lord, same thing with Psylocke. These 2 characters are ridiculous on their own right, and in 1v1s they do really well, depending on the character, but Thor particularly does very well against them, because Thor doesn't have mobility. Again, Cynthia Psylocke gets outmaneuvered, outdamaged. He has invincibility. I'm so tired of invincibility. I just don't think it should be a thing. That will be its own video, but for Star-Lord, yes, no invincibility, please. Like, what ends up happening is that you storm search, even if you get the jump, this is what happens. You storm search to Star-Lord, he gets hit, you lightning realm, anytime you lightning realm, really, a good Star-Lord will roll or do his little flip. I just think it's a zero suit flip from Smash. Has the invincibility, flips through that, doesn't get stunned, he just fine will go out of the way. Even if he does get stunned, then it might be a little bit cooked, but then again, he can still do invincibility, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. He can just keep doing his little flip. And then, yeah, he doesn't have to reload, so he just... And it just melts down Thor. So, now, if you catch him, like, in half health or less, and you land all your weakening shots... Sorry. If you land... Okay, yeah. If you land all your shots with your weakening shots on him... let me repeat. Okay. If you land... Or, sorry, if you weaken on him and he has less than half health, and if you land all your shots... Yeah, he's dead. Thor wins this. If you get the lightning realm on her, +2. It's the same issue with Iron Man, but she can fight better because she does more damage. But she's easier to hit with the weakening shots, so still I would give it to Thor +2. This is 50-50. There's no difference between them. Usually I just avoid doing 1v1s with Thor because it's a waste of time and it's really just for an ego thing. There's far better guys to go for. And the interesting too is that if the Thor chases you, this is the best case scenario for you because as long as you know how to maneuver around, know where the health picks are, and how to manage Thor force, the Thor chasing you is the best thing that can happen. Now they have a tank that's just chasing you and not getting much value. You can distract the back line, hit them every now and then, and dash back. Anyways, next up is Scarlett Witch. This one's pretty easy. You just have to worry about the chaos. Other than that, easy. Venom, this is +1. He has so much health. A good Venom will do a decent amount of headshots, but it's still a lot of damage. And if he has ult, then you kind of just have to run away. But again, you can run away from him. You can still fight him. If you're both full health, Thor easily wins. If Venom has ult, then you won't really know. So sometimes you are cooked from that, and that's why you give him +1. Otherwise, you can't beat him. Most cases, Thor will win. Yeah, again, you just have to worry about how you can manage Thor force. You don't want to just keep awakening, but you also don't want to not awaken and just storm surge. You want to balance between the two, so you want shield, but you also, or you want your survivability, and you want to do damage. Bucky, this is +1. This was so free before the rework. And this is crazy thing, by the way. Before the rework, all these characters were like, all the characters I'm listing right here would have been +2. The only one who would probably stay +1 would be Hela and maybe Iron Fist. By the way, they would just all been +2. And these two as well. Like actually, Psylocke and Star-Lord got harder because of the rework. I think overall the rework was not good for Thor. And honestly, like, with all the buffs they made, okay, this is a different whole can of worms, so I'm not gonna get into it. But I think the rework didn't do so well and make Thor slightly worse. Wolverine, this is surprising for most people. This is either 50-50 or +1. I'll give it, well, this is gonna be a unique one. Yeah, this is a unique case for Wolverine. Wolverine's an interesting one because if he has the passive and you just go head to head, you're cooked. And especially if he gets the leap on you. If he gets the leap on you, you just dash away immediately. There's certain cases where, you know, you're screwed anyways if he leaps at you and puts you at the edge, yeah, you're dead. Or if he leaps at you into a corner, again, you're dead. Usually, if he gets to jump. If he gets to jump, he can still win. You usually just dash away. And the whole point of the dash is just to buy time until the rage, his like fire rate goes down. Because without the increase of the hit speed, he's not that dangerous. Thor can just melt right through him, and even if he has a passive, he'll still kill him right after. I'm pretty confident in Thor in this matchup. The only issue you just have to worry about is Wolverine's more likely to get the jump on you, and he can do it really fast. He can take you to places you don't want to be. But if he's chasing you down, I wouldn't say never, but I usually don't have an issue with him. Because, again, you can dash away Lightning Realm, and now he has to avoid that whole area. Or you just have to be careful on how you manage your abilities. Next one will be Mr. Fantastic. This one is interesting. I could play a Wolverine +5, but that sounds like pretty generous. I'll give it +1. With the current rework, I might just put it down to +0.5 because he has a lot of survivability. He doesn't have that much mobility, but running away from him isn't the easiest, especially against the grab. But you can still run away. It's just really annoying because he has 2 grabs. It slows you down. Then you can't run away for a bit, but you can still get your shield and awaken, and so on. You can still out-survive him. You can still out-damage him. The only issue is just that he's really tanky, and it buys enough time for other teammates to come in. So that's something else to talk about, which is why Venom is like +1. Because usually you just can't finish the 1v1, but you could just get out in time. But if it ever comes down to the wire in a 1v1, Thor will win. Same thing with anyone else here. Unless, of course, certain scenarios like your lower health comes into play. Or you can just get jumped. But again, in most cases, Thor will win. And for Mr. Fantastic, same there. Invis, she's just annoying to fight, especially more so now that she just put shield on her. It just takes a lot more time to kill. Thing is another one. I think the easiest tank to kill, really. Torch. This one's pretty easy still. Okay, actually, it is. But what's annoying about him is that he can, for some reason, dive if he gets hit by the Lightning Realm. I don't understand why that's a thing. It should just cancel all movement abilities like Thing does, but it doesn't. So you can still run away sometimes. But it's not all that bad. Next one, Emma. Oh, wait, yeah, I forgot about Emma. So Emma would be the hardest thing to fight. People think Thor loses. No, Thor wins this. And I'd probably say worst is +1, but best is +2. I could just make a new category for this, and that's what I'm going to do, so I guess I should make it orange. There we go. So Emma Frost is harder than the other tanks, but it's still easier than the ones right here. Oh, wait. Yeah. Because in a 1v1 scenario, right, we're thinking in 1v1, getting to Emma, or let's say, getting to Emma isn't that hard. The problem is the grapple. If she gets the grab on you, then you can just run away. She won't be able to chase you afterwards. If she caught you half health, yeah, you're probably dead. But that's really on you. Thor can really dictate how this fight goes. She, in a team fight, of course, will dominate you because of a grab, but a good Thor keeps their distance and baits out the grab. Once they bait out the grab, it's a free kill. You can beat her on range, you beat her in damage output, unless she did the diamond with the crystal. And again, you jump out of range with that. Balance your abilities very well, manage your Thor force, you do beat her. The only reason why you don't beat her is you don't play this matchup well. It's just about avoiding the grab. Think of it like Kazuya in Smash. Ultron is +2. Same issue with, like, the only issue, same thing when you fight any of the flyers, just trying to land the lightning realm. If you land it, you win. If you don't land it, you just gotta avoid the fight. Just wait until you get your lightning realm, or you can just shoot them from the sky with the awakening. Sometimes you can get them killed, or they have to come down and go somewhere else. No big problem. Phoenix. This one's weird. This one's +1. This is actually a stronger Hela, I'd say. Or sometimes easier. I don't know. It's just the sun. If you get the jump, you win. The hardest part about this character really is the stun, but really the dash. That weird dash where like you just can't tell where she goes. It's so fast. It's instant. The animation, I swear, just doesn't show. I'm not even sure if there is an animation for it, but I don't really see it. But Thor does win this convincingly. But Thor wins this as a +2. I never had a problem with Blade. His life steal doesn't really matter. This one, I'll just put it at 1.5 because honestly, it doesn't really make that much difference. Thor wins this. This is +2. There's not much else to say. Just fly her. She doesn't have range. She has to come close. You could do the lightning realm. She can't fly away. The only problem she gives you is if she jumps you, which she is likely to do. You just have to be aware of it. But she's not the one killing you in a 1v1, because she really can't. Even if she has her ult, I'm not really scared of it. You can outlast it. You can beat her in just about every way. It's the teammates. That's the problem. But in a 1v1, Thor wins this. Daredevil. This one's interesting. Similar to Iron Fist. Oh no, I just put it right next to Iron Fist. I mean, I don't really have this ordered. Probably should have, but it's whatever. Maybe I could do a remake after season 5. Though for now, I put Daredevil +1. It's similar to Iron Fist. Although you don't have to be so concerned about giving him so much shield. You kind of just get shield for hitting you. But it's just not enough for Thor to worry about. If he gets a jump on you, then he's most likely to win, just like Iron Fist, but you gotta know how to fight, you gotta know how to manage your resources, you can beat him. In most cases, you know when the Daredevil's coming for you, especially when he locks in. So it's kind of weird, because he can get the jump, but you know when he's gonna get the jump, so you know how to avoid it. And if you jump him, Thor wins, even if it's a neutral. You both see each other walk up and whatever, start duking it out. Thor will win. I have no worries for this. Oh. Yeah, it's just same as Iron Fist. It's a little bit worrisome, but if you know how to play, you can beat him. Best case scenario, Thor still wins. Or worst case scenario, in a neutral state, Thor still wins. Gambit is the hardest support to fight and kill. Even then, it's still +2. And then Rogue, I don't know, but it's probably going to be +2. Probably going to be tank. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that, but this is pretty much the overall tier list. If you want to be a Thor, you want Psylocke and Star-Lord, you only go Bucky, so you can work with your team and pull them. Angela can work really well with the team, but a good Thor will know when they're coming, and really Angela's best play is going for someone else. Because if you get lightning realm or you lightning realm Angela, it can be really rough for her. There's the Emma Frost with the team, that's also really good. So if this is like a team tier list, if I was to make one, the best ones would be Angela, Emma, Bucky, Psylocke, and Star-Lord, because they both work really well as a team and just one-on-one. Wolverine does okay as well, actually. But I think the best ones are Emma, Bucky, those two. And then Wolverine, I guess. But yeah, that's the matchup. As you see, Thor just clears pretty much the majority of the class. Or the cast. You just have to worry about these two. Like I said, these characters are ridiculous. And I would wish for Psylocke. No, sorry. Yeah, I'll just say it right now. Psylocke to remove it to one dash, Star-Lord to not have invincibility, and Magik not to have invincibility either. I don't think that should be in the game. And if they want to make sure Psylocke still has maneuverability, make it where it's like Genji from Overwatch, where if she gets a kill or an assist, it will refresh her dash, but she only gets one. But of course those nerfs aren't just for Thor to be really good 1v1s and win, but it's really, I mean, it wouldn't matter too much in the 1v1. It's just mostly for just them to be more balanced, right? And to remove invincibility. But yeah, that is the tier list for Thor. He's just really good 1v1s. He beats a lot of characters. This is one of the reasons why it's scared to buff him. And the rework they went with them is, I think, the worst. Not the worst way, but it's a bad way to go. He's an all-arounder and does really well in 1v1s, like I said. Does okay in every other aspect, but his worst way is range, and yet that's the one they buff. But that will be a video on its own. So that is it. See ya.